Good evening.
Yeah. What she said. I was going to say something else, but it completely left my mind as soon as I opened my mouth.
You're a dork.
So, yeah, that.
Good evening. Maybe I could say it like Dracula.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, what's new at the zoo? And for you, literal zoo.
Yes, since I'm currently in charge of 4 tiny kittens.
You're really good at that.
I don't want to be good at it. I want to be one of those people that have no idea what it's like to take care of a small animal.
Yeah, that's pretty rough stuff. I don't like to do it.
Even if the outcome is good, I still want to be one of those people that has never had to take care of a small animal and just has no idea what it would entail.
Blissfully ignorant to it. Yeah, I know. I agree. What else is new?
I really need this podcast to take off because I'm really broke and my job won't start.
I am just waiting for you to make $10,000 a day from your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm in the middle, pretty much the middle of posting my second vlog, but out of the 20-something views that my first one got, I only have 6 subscribers. So
it's okay. You're gonna do it, and then you're gonna make $10,000 a day, and then I don't have to work anymore. And that's all I'm looking for from you.
That's all I'm looking for from me. I want to be my own sugar mama.
Yes. Yep. It sounds like the dream.
Do you think that we could pay Bear $1 to clean his keyboard?
No. I do not.
It's disgusting.
It's so gross. And after last week, I was going to clean it because I noticed how gross it was. And then ADHD brain made it disappear from my brain. So
he presses the escape key, the E key, the T key, and sort of the backspace key a lot.
Yeah. It's gross.
Yeah.
I and O.
Yeah.
G. G looks pretty rough.
Yeah, but not as bad as E and T.
E looks real bad.
E, T, and escape have seen things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't turn it back on until he cleans it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well.
How about at your zoo? You have a zoo.
I have.
You have a human zoo, but
I have 130 new animals.
I know.
At my zoo. Oh my gosh. My sophomores are crazy people.
Yeah.
They are so noisy. And it's, I know not everybody agrees with the cell phone ban. Totally okay. I think it's stupid that I can't have my cell phone.
Yeah.
Because I'm a grown-up and it's my job. But whatever. But I'm finding all of these new fun things now that they can't have their phones. Because it's once they get done with their work, they're not just scrolling anymore. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. They're, on one hand, they've always talked. But I find that they're, talking to each other more. Mm-hmm. And, today they got done with their work, and some kids were asking me to print them coloring pages.
Yeah.
And then there was a kid who wanted to get water out of the machine, but they can't have their phones at all from the first bell until the end of the day, not even during passing periods. And so they can't use their phones to use their Apple Pay on the machines. And so they're all comparing dollar bills to see which ones will be the best ones to go into the machine. Mm-hmm. I saw a TikTok where a teacher was teaching her students how to write notes with different colored gel pens and how to fold them and all the fancy ways that we used to fold them. So I don't know. It's good and bad. I saw one lady that was talking about how she thinks that She's a teacher, and she, like, I guess she said that she's been a teacher since before cell phones were a problem.
Yeah.
And that she, like, firmly believes that we shouldn't take their cell phones away. We should just teach them how to use them responsibly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I also agree, but coming from the viewpoint of being in the classroom with the crazy people on their phones, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, exactly. Like, I don't know how to get them to do it, but it would be ideal.
Yeah. Because I agree that they're not going away. Like, we're going to have them forever, and they're just going to get more advanced and whatever. And if they could use them responsibly, they would be really good tools to have at their disposal, but they don't use them responsibly, and I don't know how to get them to use them responsibly,
right.
And I'm tired of fighting them about it, and so I also just kind of like that they're drawing pictures instead of scrolling, so I don't know. But it's been an interesting 4 days.
Yeah.
And I'm exhausted.
I can imagine.
But, I bought my first box of Count Chocula the other day.
Well, not your first one ever.
Well, no, but my first one of the season.
Yes.
Which, I mean, you know that I did that.
Yes.
But I was thinking about it, and I know we keep having this fight about Summerween.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, Summerween's a thing, and I'm like, no, it's not.
It has become a thing over the last few years.
And while it's become a thing, here's my problem. Is that I don't see it being in the middle of August and them putting the Halloween things away and then busting them back out at the end of next month.
Nobody said they were going to.
I know.
But they're starting to put them out earlier because of Summerween.
That's my problem. Is because even like with Christmas, I don't want it to stop being special because you're burnt out seeing it for so long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'm kind of bummed out about it, even though I love Count Chocula, and I think it should be available year-round.
Yes.
And I like that it's Jim Henson Muppets now as the Count Chocula guys.
Yes.
Oh, so I wrote down a note to tell you.
Okay.
So last week when we were talking about Love Has One Cult, and we were talking about the Galactic A-Team picture, remember where I said that it was like a collage?
Yes.
So, I hadn't really looked at the picture, like, closely. Like, I could kind of see, like, the bigger things, and you could kind of see some people in it when they show it on the documentary. But the other day, I got online and I looked at it closely, and somebody on Reddit has, like, all the pictures numbered, and then they have a list of who all of the people are.
Uh-huh.
And so I was, like, going through it, and George Carlin is on it.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny, because they're claiming that Donald Trump is like Amy's dad in a former life or whatever, and they like, I don't know, and George Carlin like hated everything that Trump stands for,
right?
But so also did Robin Williams. Mr. Rogers was in there. John Ritter.
Okay.
This one was the one that killed me. Jim Henson and Kermit.
Oh.
I was like, no, you can't have them. They are not guiding you.
No.
But you know who isn't in the picture?
Who?
Elvis.
Okay.
So, in the documentary...
I mean, a lot of people probably aren't in the picture.
Well, I know, but here's the reason why I even bring this up is because in the documentary, like the very first episode, when remember I told you that they like ran away to Vermont? I don't know if we talked about that in the episode, but you and I talked about it. Mm-hmm. And the girl that's named like Hope, she's showing the like documentary person the picture, and she's like kind of like pointing, and she was like, oh, and Elvis, and it looks like she's pointing to somebody. And she's like, oh, Elvis's mom's son or whatever, but the person that she seems to be pointing at is Bill Hicks. It's not Elvis. Elvis isn't in that picture anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. And there's another picture where they have, or it's on the same picture, but on the same Reddit, and they have a question mark next to number 5. And to me, like at first glance, I thought it was Mike Nesmith.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you the picture. I have it pulled up because I was like, it's not, I don't think, after I looked at it closer, but it kind of looks like 80s Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. I had it up here. Literally. Oh, there it is. See? Doesn't it look like 80s Mike?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who it is.
No.
But, and they even have a question mark. I don't know that anybody knows who it is. But it looks like Mike.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when he had his fuzzy hair and beard.
But anyway, so since I have not quite found a groove, because we're only on day 4 of school. I mean, like I ever have a groove. But I felt like I needed something kind of easy this week.
Right.
And not to diminish the story, but it was just a little easier to research. And it's probably a lot shorter than my stories have been lately.
Yeah.
But I needed something short and easy, so
that's fine.
Here we go. You've probably heard this story. I think probably everybody has heard this story. But we're going to talk today about the Greenbrier ghost.
Okay.
Do you know the Greenbrier ghost?
I mean, I've heard of lots of ghosts, so off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you specifically which ghost it is.
I can't believe you haven't memorized every ghost name.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's shameful. Alright, so we're going to start with Elva Zona Heaster.
Okay.
She went by Zona. And she was born around 1873 in Greenbrier, West Virginia, to Marianne and Jacob Heaster. And while we don't really know a ton about her life prior to this story, it does seem that in November of 1895, Zona gave birth to a baby boy out of wedlock.
Well.
For shame. So, you know, there was probably some tea spilling.
Oh, yes.
At the ladies' luncheons. In 1896, Zona met the new handsome blacksmith in town,
Ooh.
Trout Shue.
Those are 2 words.
Yeah. I mean, Shue in this case is spelled S-H-U-E.
But still. Those are 2 words.
She took a shine to Trout. And word on the street, according to Murder by Gaslight, is that Zona circled back around to the blacksmith store, or office, business, place.
Smithery.
And told him in no uncertain terms that she liked him.
Yeah.
And Trout, who was born Erasmus Dribbling Shue.
I might change my name to Trout as well. It's easier to spell.
He later changed his first name to Edward. Yeah. Was born in 1861 in Mount Solon, Virginia, to Elizabeth and Jacob, or Thomas Shue. I heard it both ways. According to West Virginia haunts and legends, Trout was quite the charmer and handsome with black hair and blue eyes. And the pair had a whirlwind romance that resulted in them getting married October 20th, 1896. Okay. But you know who didn't think that Trout was charming or approve of this marriage?
Who?
Zona's mother, Mary Jane.
Oh, goodness.
It's
always the mother.
She thought this guy was bad news bears. So the couple married. One website said they eloped. And they settled in a small 2-story town in... You know, I don't like this word because I don't know how to say it. It looks like Livesay or Livesay. Maybe it's Livesay.
Okay.
But anyway, this mill town, that's where they lived. And things seemed to be going well for a couple of months, but then Zona fell ill. And the local doctor, George Knapp, began treating Zona for what was recorded as, quote, female trouble.
Them lady problems.
Yeah. But there are also stories that Zona's condition was so bad that she couldn't get out of bed for weeks. So, I have female trouble, but not to that extent. So, I don't know what would have caused her to not be able to get out of bed. On the morning of January 23rd, 1897, so this is just 3 months after they got married, Trout left Zona at home to go to work. And on his way into town, he stopped to speak with a woman called Aunt Martha. Aunt Martha was, like a black woman in town.
Okay.
to see if her 11-year-old son, Andy, could swing by the house and help Zona with some chores like gathering eggs and seeing if she needed anything from the store. Mm-hmm. And Andy said that he could, but he had some work to do for Dr. Knapp because he's a responsible 11-year-old child.
Yes.
And, but, like, apparently, like, various intervals throughout the day, Trout would, like, show up at Aunt Martha's house and be like, so, did Andy get over there yet? Did he go over there yet? Has he been over there yet? You know, like...
Yeah.
Bro, if you got all this time, you go over there and do it. So, I guess later that afternoon, Andy finally went over to the Shue house. And it seemed oddly still and dark. And he tried to call out for Zona, but she wasn't answering. And so he went inside and he found Zona lying at the foot of the stairs. She was stretched out with her feet together, one hand on her stomach, the other next to her, and her head was bent at a weird angle. Andy skinned right on out of there. And he went home.
Skedaddle.
Yeah. Yes. A brand new word.
Yeah.
Never heard it before in my life.
We've never said before.
Yeah. He ran home and he told his mom, and she summoned Dr. Knapp. I have to tell you a funny story.
Okay.
I was listening to, I don't remember which podcast I was listening to, but they were talking about that her feet were together. Mm-hmm. And I was picturing, like,
okay.
like the bottoms of her feet touching. And I don't know why. Because then after I was, like, looking at it, like, literally tonight. Like, all of this time, that's how I've been picturing it in my head. But tonight I was like, just together, dude.
Just together.
Just
Put
together.
Your feet together.
Just, you know, next to
one
each
another.
not the soles. I almost said the palms of your feet. The soles of your feet touching.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Dr. Knapp didn't arrive for over an hour. In the meantime, Trout heard that Zona was sick or had an accident or whatever, and he runs home. And he did something a little weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Before Dr. Knapp could arrive, Trout took Zona upstairs and changed her clothes into a dress with a high, stiff collar. He also folded up a large veil several times and tied it in a bow around her neck, and then put her in the bed.
Okay.
And he also wouldn't let her out of his sight. And people, you know, it's the 1890s, so lots of people are, like, showing up. And they claimed that Trout was inconsolable.
Inconsolably trying to hide a neck wound.
Yeah, apparently. Actually, absolutely not. He was not doing that. He was just making her pretty and presentable for the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Actually. Yeah. So when Dr. Knapp arrived, I guess he did try to resuscitate her, but Mr. Inconsolable wouldn't even allow the doctor close enough to examine her properly, so he was just kind of like, I'm going to just check and see if she's alive.
Just poke her a few times.
And he was not suspicious of anything, apparently. And Dr. Knapp declared Zona's death to be everlasting faint.
The faint that lasts forever.
Yeah.
She fainted forever.
Yeah, that seems to be like 1800s. I don't know what killed her, but she's not alive now, so.
She's suddenly dead.
Heart is no longer beating. But official records state that her cause of death was complications from childbirth. Although, as far as anyone knew, Zona was not pregnant.
And wasn't currently giving birth.
Yeah. So, and there was no baby. So, yeah, anyway.
Okay.
So, Trout also absolutely refused to allow an autopsy to be performed.
If a woman is dead, it's got to be the childbirth.
It must be. I mean...
If a woman is upset, it's got to be the hysteria.
Yeah.
If a woman is dead, it's got to be the childbirth.
Those are the only two things.
So, clearly this was complications from childbirth.
Just make sure that those things are on my headstone. She was hysterical and died from complications of childbirth.
Yes.
At the ripe old age of 8,000.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a special guest. but he is trying to be very quiet.
Which means he's not being quiet at all.
He's watching some YouTube videos and eating some apple cinnamon Cheerios that he produced from out of nowhere.
That have been in his bed for like a month.
Oh well. Okay. So, Zona's body was taken to her family's home for a wake and to prepare for her burial, and Mary Jane, Zona's mother, was immediately suspicious of Trout because he was acting fishy. Get it?
Yes. Fishy. Fishy Trout.
Hilarious. It was reported... Stop it.
We're going to send you out of the room.
It was reported that he forbade anyone from touching Zona's body, and he hovered over the casket constantly. A bruise also showed up on Zona's cheek, as bruises do, even after a person has died. Mm-hmm. I forgot to write it down, but I guess like there were reports that like her head seemed a little wobbly. Mm-hmm. However, most people just seem to attribute Trout's behavior as a bereaved husband.
Yeah.
There were also...
Not suspicious at all.
Not at all. He's totally not sus, as the children might say. There were also some things about Trout's past that no one really knew about, because Al Gore hadn't invented the internet yet. Mm-hmm. We don't really know if Mary Jane knew these things or not. However, it seemed that when Fishboy showed up in town, he was actually running from something.
Okay.
So, first on this list was that he had been previously arrested for stealing a horse. So, like, not a huge red flag, like, maybe like a pink flag.
Okay.
Trout had also been married twice before Zona. His first marriage was to Allie Cutlip. The couple had a daughter, but when Trout went to jail in 1889 for his horse thievery, Allie divorced him on the grounds of extreme cruelty, stating that he was violent and he often beat her.
Sounds like a great guy.
Super great. In 1894, Trout married Lucy Ann Tritt. Lucy died just 8 months after they were married, under mysterious circumstances.
How mysterious?
So, Greenbrier Valley, West Virginia website says that Trout explained her death as an accident, that he had dropped a brick on her head while he was repairing their roof.
That doesn't sound mysterious.
American Hauntings, Inc. says that Trout claimed that Lucy fell and hit her head on a rock. But either way, people found it suspicious, but Trout got the heck out of Dodge before anyone could look too closely. And that's how he ended up in Zona's life. So, whether Mary Jane knew these things or not, she always knew he was bad news. So, she prayed for weeks that Zona would return to her and tell her what happened. And Zona did. So, she appeared to her mother for 4 nights in a row, telling her how Trout had murdered her. Mm-hmm. She even went so far as to, turn her head a complete 180 degrees. So, Mary Jane claimed that when Zona was about to appear, there would be a bright light and then the room would be freezing. The first night, Mary Jane attempted to reach out and touch Zona, but she faded away, and so Mary Jane prayed for her to come back, and she did. So, I don't know how that works. I'm sure lots of people are like, please, please, please come back, and they never do.
Right.
So, Zona was just accommodating, I guess.
Yes.
The final night, Mary Jane claims that she was able to reach out and actually touch her. She told people that Zona's spirit had come to her, claiming that Trout had killed her. And since this is the South in the 1800s, and Mary Jane is a good, God-fearing Christian woman who's well-liked, people believed her. And she took her story to the local prosecutor, who heard her out, and then he got in touch with Dr. Knapp. And Dr. Knapp agreed that he hadn't really examined Zona very thoroughly, and they agreed to do an exhumation. During the autopsy, it was discovered, guess what?
That her neck was very floppy.
It was brokey down.
Mm-hmm.
So they told Trout, hey, your wife's neck is broken, and his response was like, you can't prove I did it.
It may be broken, but you can't prove it was me.
I don't know how it happened. I didn't even notice. Probably.
I didn't put a really stiff neck on her or tie a ribbon around her neck to try to keep it from moving. Or
Not
anything.
at all. Or, like, try to keep people away from her neck so they wouldn't notice that it was wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That she was nearly headless Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So, the autopsy report states, quote, "The discovery was made that the neck was broken and the windpipe mashed. On the throat were the marks of fingers indicating that she had been choken. The neck was dislocated between the first and second vertebrae. The ligaments were torn and ruptured. The windpipe had been crushed at a point in front of the neck." So, Fishy was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, to which he pleaded not guilty. And while awaiting trial, the stories of his first two wives started circulating, along with an additional detail that Trout claimed that he wanted to have 7 wives.
It's hard to have 7 if you kill them.
Well, I don't think he wanted 7 at one time.
Oh, okay.
I think he just wanted to marry 7 women.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why he was cycling through them so fast.
Maybe.
So during the trial, the prosecutor absolutely did not want Mary Jane to testify and tell the story of Zona's ghost. However, the defense called her, probably thinking that this was a good way to discredit the prosecution's story because their case was like circumstantial. They didn't have any evidence that Trout had killed her. So Mary Jane told the court that when Zona came to her, quote, "He was mad that she didn't have no meat cooked for supper. And she said I had plenty. Don't you think that he was mad and just took down all my nice things and packed them away and ruined them? She come 4 times in 4 nights. But the second night she told me that her neck was squeezed off at the first joint and it was just as she told me." To prove further that she was telling the truth, she was able to give detailed descriptions of Zona's home, even though she had reportedly never been inside of her daughter's home. The jury deliberated for 1 hour and 10 minutes and came back with a guilty verdict, and Trout was sentenced to life in prison. He died just 3 years later after contracting tuberculosis. So he got the consumption.
Yes.
And she had the everlasting faint.
Yes.
After the verdict, when he was being taken to the jail, a lynch mob attempted to take possession of Trout, but they were driven away by the sheriff. And it is speculated that Mary Jane made the story up as a way to get authorities to exhume Zona to prove that Trout murdered her. But whether that is the case or not, Zona's murder has gone down in history as the only known case in which testimony from a ghost helped convict a murderer.
All right.
The end.
The end.
Shortest story I've ever told.
Ever.
In my whole life. I have nothing else to say.
I don't really either.
I've said all of the words.
Very tired.
Me too. I'm ready to go to sleep.
And I need to take my medication.
Yep.
And I have to give kittens bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
And you need to take Rooney outside.
I took her outside a couple hours ago.
And what else do you need to do? You need to clean Bear's lunch containers.
Oh, goodness, I do not need to do that.
And let's see, what else do you need to do? You need to edit the podcast. And I don't know, I could probably think of a bunch of other things that you need to do.
I mostly just need to...
Oh! See, that's what you get for clipping your nails on other people's beds. You hit yourself in the face with your nails.
Yes.
Bear, do you have anything to add?
What?
Do you have anything to add before we wrap this up?
No.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
I'm just checking. If you had any 2 cents that you needed to add.
No.
Okay, cool. Go to sleep.
No. I need to practice my piano for 60 minutes.
You do. You do need to do that. Okay. Well, you can find us on social media at Twisted and Mysterious, or you can email us at twistedandmysteriouspodcast@gmail.com. Still haven't heard from the penguins.
Those lousy penguins.
I know. They're...
What do they have to do that's so important?
I don't know. I don't know. Because, let's see, if they live in the southern hemisphere, then it's like what, spring? getting spring.
It's
End of winter, beginning of spring. I don't know. When do they carry their little eggs around on their feet? Maybe they're doing that.
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about penguins,
Me
believe it
either.
or not.
Oh, I thought you were like a penguin
I know.
expert.
I give penguin expert vibes,
You really do.
but I'm really not.
I had a kid walk up to me today and say, "Can I ask you a really weird question?" I mean, you guys do all day, every day, so go for it. And she was like, "If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know." I was like, "I like sharks. Like, great white sharks don't really have any natural predators except for orcas and people. But they don't really sleep, and I like to sleep, so maybe not that." And I was like, "Koala bears. They sleep a lot. So maybe a koala bear." I always say that if I ever came back, I would want to be a cat.
Cats
Because
have no responsibilities. They get away with whatever they want to.
they
and
have no
sleep all the
respect
time.
for anything
Mm-mm.
ever. And they force you to take care of them.
Yeah.
And they just sleep whenever they want to.
Yeah.
So I figure that's probably the best one to come back as. So, anyway.
Social media.
Goodbye.
See ya. So I think we did our usual spiel, and so as always, remember that people are gross and don't get murdered, and
Yeah, even if it's by everlasting fate.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.